was brought to you by Bitrick.
Africans were the first people to use math, chemistry, technical drawing, and the science of physics to control their environment. Zimbabwe is home to one of humans' earliest stone structures. African architects were the first to build large, sophisticated structures. Their building techniques were very advanced and still baffle the science community of today. Evidence of African architecture can still be found all around the world, especially in America. Washington, D.C. is the capital of the United States of America. Did you know that Washington, D.C., like most of America, was designed and built by African Americans? Benjamin Banneker was an African American architect and engineer who submitted the final plans for the United States capital city. The Washington Monument was modeled after an ancient African building called the Tekenu. The Jefferson Memorial resembles temporary housing used in rural villages throughout Africa. Ancient Africans also innovated the practice of building rows of houses on a grid system, because they realized this building system made the most efficient use of space, material, and labor. Every major historic city in the United States preserves a certain charm and character, thanks to the use of African row house construction system. Africans also built pyramids and cones on top of their buildings to remind them of home. Another African architectural contribution widely used throughout the United States is the African arch, also known as the Nubian vault. This design feature is both fashionable and functional. African builders applied the functional use of the African arch to a cistern built in 1828 on the Woodburn Plantation in Pendleton, South Carolina. This ancient African conservation system could hold up to 22,000 gallons, or 83,280 liters of rainwater.
Water collected from the roof trough drains integrated inside the column was directed into a 22,000-gallon cistern built under the house. This cistern was built out of clay-mortared clay bricks. Overflows from this cistern were directed to another cistern of similar construction at the slaves' quarters and to a trough for the working livestock. This water could then be used efficiently for bathing, watering, and irrigation.
Ancient African engineers designed the African arch to place the weight above it. It is often used above windows and doorways to protect the opening from collapsing. These brilliant technicians also devised a way to use the African arch to build entire structures out of bricks and/or stone, including the rooftop. Structures built using the African arch system have proven to be very resilient and have survived for thousands of years. The ancient African numeral 10 is modeled after the amazing African arch. It represents a house of 10 citizens. Each time you draw an African arch, remember to count by tens.